Okay, so hi guys. Good night, good evening, or good day, depending on the time you listen to this video. Um, so what I'm gonna do today is some secondary 5 level of mathematics for SN for natural sciences. Um, so with in accordance with the Ministry of Education of Quebec. And so what I'm gonna do, of course, first of all, is to share my screen. Um, let's see. Okay. Um, so yeah, let me share my screen, and I'm gonna do a few problems in there. Okay. But not a ton since I want to keep it up to 15, 20 minutes. Um, I'm doing that for my one of my student. Um, which her name is Claudia, and I'm not gonna release her last name just to to um to keep her anonymity. And okay, so let's go ahead with some screen sharing there, first of all. Okay, so let me share the whole screen with you since I don't have anything to hide at this point, I believe. Okay, so yeah, okay, so nice to see you. Um, okay, so we're gonna check what's called solving a rational inequality in one variable. So in the book she provided, which I'm not so sure about the title of the book there, but it's page 66, and it shows us with an example how to do that. What you really have to be careful, of course, is the fact when let's say in the example, they tell us it's there's going to be an asymptote where x equals 4, just because you'd be dividing by 0. And when you do that, it's impossible. It gives us an impossible result. So we do have to mention that. But otherwise, for the rest, you solve it basically as if it was an equality, and then you put back the sign. What you do have to be careful is in the case there would be let's say it would be minus 5 instead of 5x there. Then you'd have to switch the side of the inequality. It's the only time basically when this thing happened. Okay. So we're gonna do page 67 there, number 10. We're gonna do a few of them, and not the whole thing, of course, but we're gonna provide you with some feedback on those. Um, so let's start with that. Okay. So let me just once again copy and paste, and then I'm just gonna chop that thing there. Okay, just like that. And okay, so let me go like that. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Okay, which would be I'd have to solve for the following inequality. So I'd have 7 superior to 5 over 8 minus x plus 1. Okay. Um, so so let's pretend that it would be in the case it would be an equality. So number 10a. Okay. Uh, so in the case there would be an equality, I'd have something like 7 equals 5 over 8 minus x plus 1. Okay. Then I have to provide the fact that, of course, um, provided that x doesn't equal 8, because there's an asymptote there. Okay, because if it um yeah, because if it would be that, in that case, I would have an impossibility there. So I would be stuck, for the rest. Um, so let's keep on going. So let's solve that. in the case that x is not equal to 8. So first of all, let me switch the plus 1 on the other side. So I do minus 1 on each side. So I'd have 6 equals, this cancels, they cancel each other. And I'd have on this side 5 over 8 minus x. Okay, so far so good. Um, okay, so let me continue this problem over here. Um, just for no particular reason. So I'd have 6 times 8 minus x equals. So I just switch that thing over here. Basically, I multiply the extremes equals the middle. And the other side is stays at 5. So I'd have to do the distributivity here. So I'd have 48 minus 6x, okay? And then this still equals 5 on the other side, okay? Um, okay, let me just, then this thing happens all the time, just because my tablet is kind of capricious. So sorry about that, my most sincere apologies. Um, so let me go up here, please, please, please. Okay, there we go. Go up. Okay. Then it doesn't work. Then I look like a fool. Okay. And since I don't want to, okay, good. Okay. Thank you very much, technology. Okay. Sorry about that. So then I would take care of my constants. Um, so, um, so yeah, I would switch the 48 on the other side. And then let me just do the opposite. So I'd have 5 switch it on the other side. So that becomes minus 5. So 48 minus 5 equals 43 equals 6x. Okay. And then I have to divide by 6. Okay. So x equals 43 6. Okay. Um, So yeah, I know that's it's kind of a big number there. Um, have I done things correctly? Um, yeah, I think I did. Okay, sounds good. If I want to double check my thing, this is something that you might want to try, just in case you're not sure. Um, so let me just okay, let me just write this back over here. So 7 equals 5 divided by 8 minus x, which I would replace by 43 over 6. If it allows me to go down, once again, it doesn't. So, okay, it does. Um, and uh, then it's plus 1 at the end. Okay. Yeah, it's plus 1. Okay. So let's see if it works. So of course the left side, no problem. Then I you know, um, I'd switch 8 to sixth, um, to put it in a fraction. So that would become 48. So yeah, I would have 48 minus 43 divided by 6, and then I'd have 5 over here. Um, and so of course it's gonna be um, so this gives me 5. So I'd have like 5 divided by 5 over 6. So basically it's the same thing as 5 multiplied by the opposite, like that. And then I'd have 6. So 6 plus 1 equals 7. So that's my proof that x would have to equal 43 over 6, even though it doesn't give me one of those beautiful integer, it's still the answer. Okay. Um, so, um, so yeah, it'd have to be, So basically, and well, the final answer would be the fact that x um, has to be superior to. No, actually, the thing is that the x is on this side, so the sign doesn't change. Okay, so I still keep it that way. So it has so basically the x has to be smaller than 43 divided by 6, you know? If I wanted to let's say I wanted to challenge my assumption, um just because I want to make sure that it's actually the truth, what I could do in that case um, would be to take a smaller number than 43 over 6. Um, so let's take something quite simple. Um, so let's go with 3, for instance. Okay, if my x, because of course this is gonna give me some like 7. I mean, yeah, so 7 and 1/6. So it had to be smaller than that. Okay. Um, so in the case of an X, let's say I'm gonna take 3 out of the blue completely, just to prove my point. Um, so let's say X would equal 3, just to see if if I'm telling the truth with that statement. Of course, it's nicer if I put the X first, so X smaller than 43 over 6. Okay, that would be my final answer there. Okay, final answer. Um, so let's say I just want to prove my point, and I'm not gonna do it every time, of course. Wouldn't make sense. So 5 over 8 minus 3, okay, plus 1. Of course, I picked my number accordingly, just to give me something easy to work with. Um, so in the case, if it was 3, oh, actually, no, actually, the thing is, that would be one of my other asymptotes, so it's not a good pick. Just because, what it would give me is 5 over. I just, um, I just realized that. So 5 over minus 5, which would give me minus 1 plus 1, then it would equal 0. Well, actually, it's not the asymptote. It's just the fact that it's 3 and 3 0 would be one of the couple. Um, so of course, if y equals 0, I prove my point that it's smaller since 0 is smaller than 7. Um, I prove with an example that it works. So of course, I would have to do it with a whole bunch of numbers, but I'm just testing with one. Okay, so as I mentioned, you don't need to do that. Once you did that once, you just got to make sure that the sign stays the same, and you keep on going with that. Okay. So it sounds good. So 10A, my dear friend Claudia, we're gonna have done it. Okay, so yeah, it helps my friend, my pupil, if you want to call it that way, my student, and it helps also other people that end up watching the channel because it's so good and people stay for hours and hours and they keep on listening to what I have to say. I'm just kidding. Sometimes people just stay like for a couple of minutes. I don't know why. People have short span of attention these days. Anyhow, I don't want to get too personal in my. Those are not attacks. I just it's just a fact, and I'm like that as well. At some point, I have to take pills to or a lot of coffee and so on. But I'm not gonna get into a personal level there. Okay, so sorry if I end up saying personal stuff about my life and so on and so forth. That's good. Okay, das ist gut, mein Hibal Himmler. Okay, just kidding, my friends. For those who don't know German, um, yeah, it's from some movie from World War II with Hitler and so on and so forth. So, of course, I hope I hope YouTube's not gonna pick up on that one because my channel's gonna get removed. They're gonna think it's some kind of I don't know, some kind of um, sort of condoning the Nazi or whatnot. Um, yeah, okay, so forget about it. Okay, so yeah, it's gonna process. It's gonna be like that for each one of those. Of course, it gets harder and harder as you go along. Um, so let's challenge ourselves. Let's do Y. No, not Y, but I. There's no Y. Okay, fortunately. So we did A so far. So let's do I, for instance. Okay, just for the fun of it, just for because you guys are so patient with me, and it's quite instructive, and so on and so forth. It's good. It's good. Okay. 3x plus 9. Okay, so sorry, I mix up a few languages over here, French, German, English, and put it in the blender, and it ends up with some mishmash of everything in there. So yeah, so sorry about it. It's my crazy part at the end of the day. So just gonna have to bear with me and to wait and wait and wait. Okay, just kidding. You can leave at any time you wish. It's really up to you guys. Okay, so once again, as for the why, what has to be mentioned, of course, is the fact that at x, if we would have x equals minus 3, we cannot have that. Okay, so because there's an asymptote there, just because if we have minus 3, of course, it's going to be minus 9 plus 9, 0, and you can't have that, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, or, well, doesn't matter. Okay, so multiply the extremes by the middle, gives us something like that. And I do have 21x plus 63 equals 16. And then I switch this on the other side. So I end up subtracting both and having a negative number. And I'm gonna use my trustworthy calculator just to know the difference between both, just because it's easier. Um, so yeah, go ahead, 63 minus 16. 16, please, 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 please. There we go, 47. Okay. Um, so it's minus, it gives us minus 47. And we do have 21x on this side, okay? Um, so we end up dividing by 21 on each side, okay? And it gives us x equals minus 47 over 21, which doesn't give me an exact number, but I can do, it's going to be minus 2, and the other fraction is going to be 5 over 21. I don't know. I don't need to do that. But if I want to, no problem with that. Okay. Uh, so basically, since I didn't divide by any negatives, so there's no change in the actual structure of the sign. Okay. But one thing I did is to switch the x on the other side. So of course, in that case, I would have to uh, this would have to be superior to, let's see if I do. No, I mean, it's gonna have to be smaller than that. So let's see. X smaller or equal than this minus 47 over 21. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Minus 47 over 21. Which gives me, if I do if I give it in decimals, Gives me some like 2.2389 blah blah blah, and there's a period somewhere which is quite long and starts with it goes up to 23 80 95 23 80 95. So 23 80 95 if I want to be precise. So two, okay, so two comma that. Okay, the x would have to be smaller than that. Okay, so let's say I challenge myself. Okay, um, in that case, of course, I did mention that there's an asymptote at x equals minus 3. Um, so we have to put that into consideration. Um, but, what else? What I wanted to say? Um, Yeah, I wanted to try let's say I put 0 for instance for the x, okay? So, when I do want to put myself up to that kind of challenge, I'm gonna do it usually with easy numbers, okay? Just because it simplifies the whole thing. So if that was the case, of course it's gonna take off the 3x there. Um, so I'm not going to do it as a whole, but if I did have, so I would have some like 0, and then I would have 9, and then it would be smaller than, geez, it doesn't work. Okay, so actually it has to be superior, because the thing is like that. Okay, so this is superior. Um, So yeah, it doesn't work. So it has to be in the case of is it the case like yeah, no, it's actually right. No, it's false. Okay, because well the x, well the thing is the x occurs on this side. Okay. Well, if I let me leave things on each side, okay, just to see, okay, getting things a little mixed up there. Um, so I'd have to uh, on this side. Um, so I'd have a 7, 8 versus 2 over 9. Okay, so which one? This one is smaller. Okay, so it doesn't work. So yeah, so the thing is I mixed it up, so sorry about it. Um, but what's true is actually the opposite. So that would have to be the opposite. So that would have to be superior or equal to this minus 47. Um, yeah, well, this, I mean, okay, because no, it's a minus. Sorry. Okay, so that was right. Okay, because the thing is, it was minus. Okay. Um, okay, so next, okay. If let's say I took, okay, have to be superior to that. Okay. Kind of mixed up. Okay. That doesn't look good at this point. Okay. Well, let's try to figure that out because, of course, I'm pretty sure of my answer there if things were equal. So in case it would be equal, I'd have 47, 47 over 21, and it's a minus. Okay. So it's 3 multiply that plus 9. Okay. Um, let's see. Let me get back there. Um, okay, 2 over 3 plus na 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 like that. Okay, let me just take that off here. Okay. Okay. So let's say I'd have that on the on the bottom part. I do have that. Okay, like that. And sorry, I'm getting tired at this point. Um, okay, 2 over that. Okay. So I got sorry, I got 2, please. Okay. 2 over that. And what else have I got? No, it's that. So I got like 7, 8. So it's supposed to this is supposed to give me that an equality. Um, so if I switch that over here, it becomes a minus. Okay, sounds good. Because this is supposed to work. I mean, 3x. So 3 times 47. 3 times 40 set. Hold on. 47. 141. Okay, so minus 141. And the other side, I'd have to put it as on 21. Okay, so this one I got a big 2 there. And how come it gives me that? So I'm just wondering because it doesn't make sense. Okay, like that. Everything's good. Um, it's supposed to work. Okay, do minus. Okay, like that. Okay. Um, no, this is supposed to work. As for 9 times 21, okay, 9 times 21, we're gonna get through it. 190, 189, okay? So I got 189 minus 141. Okay, then I have 48. Okay, sounds good. We're getting somewhere. Okay, so I have 48 uh, divided by 21. Sorry, it does that all the time. Then I have 2. That doesn't change. So I end up having 2 times 21 over 48. Okay, which gives me 42 over 48. Okay. Yeah, which gives me, if I divide by 6, which gives me 7, 8. So it works. I mean, it works up to there. It's just the fact that, so it's negative. Um, So if I had something superior to that, for instance, my 0 there, um, it gave me, um, if I'm gonna keep it there, okay, I'm just gonna keep it that way, okay? Forget about, so I mean, because if then I have x equals 0, um, that's gonna give me something smaller than that. So yeah, it needs to be bigger than that. So the X, yeah. So yeah, sorry about that. It needs to be it needs to stay that way. So I mean X should be bigger than that. Oh, it needs to be smaller. Okay, let me see. Let me try with a smaller thing there. Um, so of course I'm not gonna use minus 3, but let's use minus 4. No. Um, let's use minus 5. Something better than that. Minus 6. Minus 6 would be good. No, actually minus 5. Minus 5. Ah, yeah, minus 5. Gives me minus 5 would be. So let me try something smaller. X equals minus 5, just to prove my point. Um, so if I had, let's say, x equals minus 5, which would be smaller, which would be an x smaller than what my my 0, well, yeah, my 0 that I found, which was minus 47 over 21. Um, So, okay, so let's see. Okay, so I had like 7, 8 versus which one's gonna be bigger? Okay, it's probably gonna be this side's gonna be bigger because it's gonna be a minus over there. I mean, is it? Is it? Well, if I add -5, yeah, it's gonna be, yeah, because it's gonna be a minus. So it wouldn't work. So it needs to be bigger than that. So yeah, if I let's say let's say if I was trying yeah, let me try a 5 positive. Yeah, so I mean it works. Okay, so let's try x bigger than of course the infamous -2 blah blah blah. Okay. Um geez. Okay. I want to get up. It's probably the worst. Sorry, it's my worst performance so far, but it's my hardest one at the same time. So I did secondary three. It's a good challenge for me, I do believe. Um, so okay, so on one side doesn't change, okay, versus the other side there. The other side, which is gonna be 2 over 3 times 5, which is gonna be 15 plus 9. Okay. Um, and no, actually, this is gonna give me. Geez, when does it work? There's a small part where it does work. I mean, the fact that it's superior, um, because at one point it simply crashes down. Um, well, when it was 0, it didn't work. But let's say it would be -1, because the thing it's always gonna make it smaller. Um, Yeah, but and it needs to be, it's a very small scale. So yeah, let's try, if x was -1, it would give me, no, it would still, it's a very, very, very thin, small thing, so there's a range in there where it's, extremely small. Um, yeah, so yeah, it was the hardest one. Okay. But it's still the good answer. It's just the way the sign is gonna be. Yeah, it needs to. Because if it was, I mean, if it was superior to that, but it cannot be -3. But if it was negative, then it would still be negative. It needs to be superior to that. And the only way it can be superior is if this bottom part there, because I mean, it needs to be 2 point something, because if it was like 7, 8 like that, and then it has to be 2, then I'd have to divide those 7 divided by 2, 3.5. Um, so it has to be some like 2, somewhere in between 2 and 2.4. Yeah, because this has to be times 3.5. Now divided by 3.5. So if I had some like 8 divided by 3.5. Yeah, hold on. 8, 8 divided by 3.5. Yeah, would be 2.28, something like that. Okay. And then I'd have to get something in that range in between that and 3, because I mean -3. um yeah, so this needs to be a negative, so it needs to be subtracted from 9. Okay. um no, to give me something, so it's because I have 9, this needs to be equal to 3x plus 9. Okay. So 2.28, 57, and so on and so forth. Um, So this has to be, hold on, 2.28 and so on. I need to be more precise. 5714. Okay, so 5714. Okay. This would have to be equal to 3x plus 9 on this side to determine what would be the x. Okay. So I'd switch this on the other side. So it's going to be minus 3x. So on the other side becomes negative. So 9 minus this. So uh, this minus 9. It's going to give me something positive in the end, which is on the side 6.714285. 6.714285. Is it what I said? I'd have to rewind and see what's going on. 714285. Yeah, uh it's my kind of comme ça. This is my periodic number. Then this has to be divided by minus 3. So divided by 3. Then my x would have to be, yeah, actually, that's my 0 that I just found. Okay. So yeah, in between that and in between minus 3, I'd have something superior to 7. So between that and minus 3, because at this point it shifts side. So there's a very thin place where it actually is superior to 7, superior or equal. So yeah, so actually the final answer would be x. It doesn't touch minus 3, but it has to be superior or equal to minus 4721. Okay. Final answer. So just basically, Claudia, please tell me if it's actually the final answer. I would love to see that just to see if I, beside my difficulties, if I ended up with a good answer. If I didn't, well, I'm gonna see. It's always nice in this case to have a solutionnaire in the end, so something to correct yourself. What's it called in English? It's Schmies or a genie in a bottle. The solutionary. So yeah, solutionary. Sorry, I needed to find the English term for solutionnaire. My bad, guys. Okay, so that will do it for now. Um, so I'm still gonna. Actually, oh geez, I messed up. Okay, because the thing is, I just erased the other one. Uh, yeah. Okay. So actually, there was, let's put it I instead. My bad. Should have never occurred in the past. All the mistakes. It's Murphy's Law, as they say. Okay, so everything goes wrong. But no, we're still staying positive, and as I said to her, we're going to be a good team. We're going to do some great things. I, I I certainly hope so. And it would be an enrichissement. It would be something worthwhile for both of us. So I'm just gonna stop the share and hasta la vista, baby. Hasta luego, and have a good night. Guten Tag, guten Nacht, guten Morgen. Bonne soirée, bonne nuit tout le monde. Je vous aime et à la prochaine. See you later. See you later, alligator. Okay, bye. Bye. Leave meeting.